Hi friends, hope you are well. This is mathematics. In this lesson, we want to look at this question from 2019 grade 12 paper 2, question number 12b. Solve the equation 2 tan theta is equal to negative 3 for 0 degrees less or equal to theta less or equal to 180 degrees. First thing, identify the topic. This is trigonometry. Now, what type of equation is this? It is coming from trigonometry, therefore, the type of equation is what is called trigonometric equation. Please don't forget, whenever you are in your exams, identify the topic and also in this case, the type of equation that you are dealing with. Remember, we have different types of equations. We have linear equations, we have trigonometric equations, we have quadratic equation, cubic equation, different types. So the moment you identify the type of equation, you will understand how to go about it. Let's begin. Solve the equation. This is the equation that we have been asked to solve, which is 2 tan theta is equal to negative 3. We need to find the value of theta that will satisfy this equation. Remember, within this range, the answer should be within this range, not outside or less. So we don't expect the answer here to be a negative, which is less than 0 degrees. We also need not to expect the answer which should be more than 180 degrees. Remember, it is less or equal to 180, so it should end here. That is the meaning of the range. Okay, so make sure whenever you are given trigonometric equation, you look at the range that has been provided so that you are guided. Okay, sometimes here they will be able to write 360. It means you have to go up to 360. Answers should be within that space. I hope that is clear. So for this one, 0 to 180. Let's see how you can find the answer. Well, on the left hand side here, you have to make sure that you just remain with the ratio, which is tan theta. We don't need these two. So we are going to divide both sides by 2, even here by 2, so that we cancel the 2. We remain with the tan theta is equal to, we are going to convert this into a decimals. So we're going to say negative 3 divided by 2, we are going to have 1.5. This is paper 2, so you are very much free to use the calculator, which is 1.5. So you're going to find negative 1.5. From there, what next? We want to remain with this theta here. We don't want the tan. Now, the way we do it, it's not like you divide by tan so that you remain with theta. No, you are going to find the inverse of tan theta. That is the way we get rid of this tan, or any ratio, being it tan, sine, or cosine. To remove the tan here, you have to say, you write this theta here is equal to this tan here will now be written like this, inverse, tan inverse. You write the negative 1 here, then this number here, put it in brackets, so it will be 1.5 there. Now I know some of you would want to ask, where has the negative gone? So here you just need to write the positive 1.5, positive 1.5. Now where is the negative, or why am I not writing the negative inside the brackets here? The reason is this one here. Have you ever heard or drawn something like this? Okay, add sugar to coffee. You can memorize it in that way. Or all students take calculus, all students take chemistry, any. Okay, the A here means all, meaning all the 3 ratios, sine, cosine, and tan, in the first quadrant here, they are all positive. Remember, we are starting from 0 here, 0 degrees at this pole. This is 90 degrees, here 180 degrees, 270 degrees, then back to 360 degrees, which is the complete revolution. Okay, so we are saying in the first quadrant between 0 and 90 here, in the first quadrant, all the three ratios are positive, or this is the reason why you are not seeing a negative here, because whenever you are solving trigonometric equation, you have to find the value in the first quadrant. You cannot find the value in the second, third quadrant. No, it is always, you have to find the value in the first quadrant, meaning between 0 and 90. So since in the first quadrant all of them are positive, you are going to ignore this negative in here. You just write the positive. I hope that statement is clear. Then from there, you're going to say theta is equal to, you're now going to use the calculator so that you find the value in the first quadrant. So, tan inverse, you use the calculator. Some of you are using these calculators here, the Casio. You go to shift, then tan, you'll be able to see like this, tan with a -1, that is inverse, okay? We use inverse whenever you are finding angles, being it sine, cosine, or tan. So you go to shift, then tan, you write this, then 1.5. Okay, 1.5. The answer that you are going to get will be the angle in the first quadrant, which will be 56.31. Okay, you can round off to 2 decimal places for the first one. Okay, degrees. So now this is the angle in the first quadrant, but not the value of what we are looking for here. Why? When you try to use the calculator to say tan 56.31, you are not going to find -3/2. You are going to find a positive value of this. You use your calculator and test. Alright? When you say tan 56.31, you will find the positive value of this. But the question has got a what? As a negative. We need to substitute a number here so that when you say tan that number, you should be able to get a negative here, not a positive. You can try to say tan 56.31. You are going to find a positive 1.5, not negative 1.5. But what we want is a negative. Now, this shows that this is not the value. How do we get the correct value? You go back to this. You are going to draw this, and then you are going to say, tan that has been provided here is negative. In the second quadrant here, the S means sine. It means only sine is positive in the second quadrant. This is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Goes like that, okay? So in the second quadrant, between 90 and 180, only sine will give you a positive value. You can try sine any value between these. You can say maybe sine 150. Sine 150 will be a positive answer because sine is positive in the second quadrant. But try cos 150, tan 150, you are going to get negatives. It means therefore that in the third quadrant here, only tan is positive. Here only cos, this is for tan, here only cos is positive. I hope we are together. Now we want where tan is negative. Within this range, where here? Is it the first, second, third, or fourth quadrant where tan is negative? You can agree with me that tan is negative here in the second quadrant because here only sine is positive, meaning tan is negative. Cos is also negative. I see that. After you identify, here also tan is negative. Tan is positive here, but here it is also what? Negative. But we are not going to get the fourth quadrant. Why? We are looking at the range 0 to 180. So 0 to 180 ends here, not here. So you only concentrating the second quadrant. After you identify the quadrant, you are going to write the formula in that quadrant. So in the second quadrant, the formula should always be 180 minus the first theta that you have calculated. That will be your final answer. So you should just say now, therefore, okay, theta will be equal to 180 degrees minus this answer that we have calculated, which is 56.31. Then we're going to say theta will be equal to, we use the calculator and find the answer to this. This now will be the final answer, not this one. Okay, so we're going to say 180 minus 56.31. The answer will be 123. 123 point, you round off to one decimal place when you are writing the final answer, and this will be 7 degrees. So now this becomes the final answer, not this one. If you now try to use your calculator to say tan 123.7, you are going to get negative 1.49, which is negative which is a negative 1.5 here, meaning that is now the correct answer. And this number is here. It's between 90 and 180. That is the reason why tan will give you a negative answer. I hope this explanation is clear. Once more, whenever you are dealing with trigonometric equations, the first angle that you are going to find is from the first quadrant. Then this angle will guide you where to go with the help of the range here. Okay? If the range goes up to 360, it means it goes up to fourth quadrant. You are going to use this one. Don't forget, all students take calculus. A for all of them. Whether you are given a negative here, positive, the first answer that you should get should be a positive value. So you get this one here. Okay, you get this one. Then this one will now be able to help you find answers to other quadrants. Thank you very much for watching.